Back in 2024, I witnessed the launch of the Honda Civic Hybrid at the ninth Philippine International Motor Show. To me, that moment represented something much bigger than just another Civic variant. It felt like Honda Philippines was finally committing to the electrified vehicle space. Since then, they've expanded their hybrid lineup with the HRV Hybrid and more recently, the updated CRV Hybrid. But the road ahead for Honda hasn't exactly been smooth. One of the biggest surprises this year was Ayala Corporation ending its 35-year dealership partnership with Honda. The reason? To focus their automotive portfolio on electric vehicles and sustainable mobility. And for those who don't know, Ayala is also the official distributor of BYD here in the Philippines. Pair that with Honda's recent financial struggles, the cancellation of part of its EV program, and even comments from Honda CEO acknowledging that they simply can't match China's supplier strength in the EV race, it's honestly a little sad. Honda has always been one of the pillar brands of Japanese automotive engineering, and seeing them struggle to adapt to this new era is something I never expected. Anyway, today is a much happier day because I'm finally getting behind the wheel of one of my dream cars, the Honda Civic. Well, technically, the hybrid version. Now, I wouldn't call myself a Honda fanboy, but I have always had massive respect for the brand, and the Civic has always been one of those nameplates I've looked up to. In fact, when I first started making automotive content, a few of my earliest videos featured a 6th generation Civic. If you've been following me since then, thank you. If not, they're probably still somewhere on my TikTok. So after waiting all these years, let's see if the Civic Hybrid lives up to the expectations. The first thing that struck me was how differently I view this interior today compared to when I first saw it back in 2022. At the time, I thought Honda had absolutely nailed it. It looked modern, clean, and refreshingly simple. Fast forward a few years, and it's crazy how quickly the automotive industry has moved. With giant portrait screens, customizable ambient lighting, hidden air vents, and increasingly futuristic interiors becoming the norm, the Civic suddenly feels like it aged almost a decade in 4 years. But strangely, I still like it. Maybe it's bias, maybe it's nostalgia, or maybe Honda just understands that good design doesn't always need to scream for attention. Take this red trim running across the air conditioning vents. It's literally just a strip of red plastic. Not RGB lighting, not animated LEDs, just red plastic. Yet somehow, it instantly makes the dashboard feel sportier. The same goes for the red contrast stitching on the door cards. They're tiny details, but together, they create an interior that feels cohesive. The steering wheel is another highlight. It's the perfect size, has excellent thickness, and doesn't feel cheap whatsoever. Then there are the seats. They're surprisingly comfortable while offering enough bolstering to hold you in place through corners without feeling restrictive. It's these small touches that remind you Honda has always prioritized the driver's experience. By now, I'm sure everyone is already familiar with the 11th generation Civic's design. But one thing worth pointing out is just how much the Civic has grown over the years. This is officially the biggest Civic Honda has ever made. Generation after generation, the Civic has slowly crept upwards in size to the point where it's really starting to blur the line between compact and mid-size sedan. Another interesting fact is that this is also the first Civic since the second generation not to offer a coupe version. Honda's answer? That's what the Prelude is for. Personally, though, I still prefer the styling of the 10th generation Civic. From the factory, it simply looked more aggressive and more youthful. The 11th generation feels much more mature. Some might even say it blends into regular traffic. But I also think that's what gives it so much modification potential. Lower it, put it on a nice set of wheels, dial in the fitment, and suddenly it's a completely different car. Now we get to my favorite part, the driving experience. In my recent driving impressions short, I mentioned that I've never felt so familiar and so in tune with a car on my very first drive. After spending more time with it, I still stand by that statement. Everything is exactly where I expect it to be. The steering wheel, the pedals, the seating position, the visibility. Everything just feels natural. I barely had to adjust anything before I felt completely comfortable. That's something that's surprisingly difficult to engineer. There are plenty of cars with more technology, there are plenty of cars with larger displays, there are plenty of cars with longer feature lists, but very few cars make you feel disconnected almost immediately. The steering has just the right amount of weight, the chassis feels incredibly planted, body movements are well controlled without sacrificing comfort, and the Civic Hybrid's naturally aspirated 2-liter engine, paired with Honda's hybrid system, delivers power in such a smooth and effortless way. Electrification genuinely suits this car. It's responsive when you need it to be, refined during normal driving, and incredibly confidence inspiring. The best way I can describe it is that the Civic feels like it understands what you want before you've even finished thinking about it. That's probably the biggest compliment I can give any car. Now, yes, the technology inside the Civic isn't exactly cutting edge anymore. But one feature I genuinely appreciated was Honda's lane watch camera. Every time you indicate right, a live camera feed appears on the infotainment screen showing your blind spot. It's such a simple feature, but one that I can see being incredibly useful when swimming through expressway traffic. You didn't hear that from me. So, does the Honda Civic offer good value? My answer is both yes and no. It really depends on what kind of buyer you are. If you're someone who wants the most features for every peso spent, I honestly don't think the Civic Hybrid is the obvious choice. At nearly 2 million pesos, there are simply too many competitors offering significantly lower equipment lists. If you're willing to consider Chinese brands, something like the BYD Seal 5 DMI offers an incredible amount of technology for considerably less money. Even Honda's own Honda Sensing Suite, while still excellent, starts to feel modest compared to what some competitors now include. The Civic gives you lane keep assist, lane departure warning, collision mitigation braking, and adaptive cruise control with low speed follow. Meanwhile, the BYD Seal 5 DMI Premium offers features like a 360-degree camera system, vehicle to load capability, a more modern infotainment experience, and of course, BYD's well proven DMI hybrid system. And perhaps the biggest surprise, these two sedans are actually very similar in size. Yet the BYD costs roughly 900,000 pesos less. That's a massive difference. So, purely from a value perspective, it's difficult to ignore what the competition is offering. But cars aren't purchased with spreadsheets. Sometimes they're purchased with emotion. Sometimes they're purchased because of how they make you feel every time you sit behind the wheel. And this is exactly where the Civic reminds everyone why Honda built its reputation in the first place. Because while many manufacturers are competing to build the smartest car, Honda continues to build one of the best driver's cars. No gimmicks, no unnecessary theatrics, just thoughtful engineering. The Honda Civic Hybrid may not win every comparison on paper, but once you start driving it, the numbers suddenly matter a whole lot less. If you're chasing the absolute best value for money, there are plenty of compelling alternatives today. But if what you're after is a car that feels beautifully engineered, inspires confidence, and reminds you why driving can still be enjoyable, I honestly believe there's still nothing quite like the Honda Civic. And after finally getting to drive one, I can confidently say it lived up to every expectation I had. And that's going to wrap up my review of the Honda Civic Hybrid. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end. If you enjoyed this review and would like to see more honest, in depth looks at the latest cars in the Philippines, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future uploads. Now, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. If you had around 2 million pesos to spend on a sedan, would you choose the Honda Civic Hybrid for its driving experience? Or would you rather go for something like the BYD Seal 5 DMI and enjoy the extra features while saving nearly a million pesos? Let me know your reasoning down in the comments. I genuinely love to hear where you stand on that debate. And if you're interested in seeing another legacy automaker take on electrification, be sure to check out my review of the 2026 Toyota RAV4 Limited Hybrid. It's another icon embracing hybrid technology, but with a completely different philosophy from the Civic. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.